Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. You know how we do things here? We pick a topic, we both get really into it, and then we unpack it all for you.
Exactly. We take a deep dive into the research.
Yeah. So today we're diving into cross-training, something I know a lot of you are curious about.
It's a fantastic way to enhance your fitness routine and prevent those overuse injuries that can really set you back.
And I'm especially interested in that because lately I've been having a bit of knee pain. And I'm training for a half marathon, so I need to stay injury-free.
Well, you're thinking about this at the right time because our research shows that runners who focus solely on running are more susceptible to injuries like runner's knee, shin splints, IT band syndrome, all sorts of things.
Ouch. Yeah, that's not what I want to hear. But it sounds like cross-training could be the solution.
Absolutely. It gives those overused muscles a break while still allowing you to stay active.
So I can keep working towards my half marathon goals without putting so much stress on my knees.
Exactly. For instance, swimming is an excellent cross-training activity for runners.
Makes sense. It's great cardio, but no pounding on the pavement.
Right, it's low impact, but still a fantastic workout. And it works different muscle groups than running, so you're getting a more well-rounded fitness experience.
Okay, so I'm on board with the injury prevention aspect, but tell me, is there any truth to the idea that cross-training can actually make you a better runner?
Absolutely. One of the studies we found showed that runners who incorporated cycling into their routine actually saw significant improvements in their running speed and endurance.
Wait, really? I always thought that just focusing on running would yield the best results.
It makes sense when you think about it. Cycling helps build strength in your legs, particularly your quads, hamstrings, and glutes. All of those muscles are essential for powerful and efficient running.
Interesting. So it's like I'm indirectly training my running muscles, even when I'm not actually running.
Precisely. And on top of that, cycling also boosts your cardiovascular fitness, which is crucial for any endurance athlete.
It's a win-win. I'm preventing injuries and improving my running performance at the same time. Okay, I'm sold on the benefits, but what about recovery? Do I just take complete rest days, or is there a way to stay active even on those days?
You're right to think about recovery. It's crucial for any fitness routine. And yes, you can definitely stay active on your rest days through what we call active recovery.
Active recovery, what exactly does that entail?
Instead of just sitting on the couch, think about activities like gentle yoga swimming or even just a leisurely walk.
So stuff that gets me moving, but without pushing myself too hard.
Exactly. These activities help improve blood flow, which aids in muscle recovery. They also help flush out metabolic waste products that can build up during intense workouts.
So I can recover faster and still get some movement in.
Got it. And what about the mental side of things? Lately, I've been feeling a bit burnt out by my running routine, just doing the same thing day after day.
I hear you, and that's another area where cross-training can really shine.
Okay, tell me more. I'm all ears. By introducing variety and novelty into your fitness routine, cross-training can help prevent mental fatigue and actually re-energize you.
I can see that trying new activities always gets me excited, and that could definitely spill over into my running.
Exactly. It's like hitting the refresh button on your workouts. It keeps things interesting, challenging, and helps you avoid getting stuck in a rut.
Makes sense. So not only am I preventing injuries, improving my performance, and speeding up my recovery, but I'm also keeping things fresh and fun.
That's the power of cross-training. It addresses all aspects of your fitness, physical, mental, and emotional.
Wow, it sounds like cross-training is the key to achieving that elusive, well-rounded fitness that everyone's always talking about.
Absolutely. You're working on strength, flexibility, cardio, all while keeping things interesting and engaging.
Okay, I'm officially on board with cross-training, but where do I even begin? How do I actually incorporate it into my routine?
Well, the first step is to identify your primary activity, which in your case is running.
Right. And then,
And then we want to choose cross-training activities that complement running by working different muscle groups and energy systems.
okay, that makes sense. But how do we choose those complementary activities?
Let's take a look at your current running routine. You're primarily working your legs and core, right?
Yeah, mostly legs, but my core is definitely engaged as well.
So to achieve that balance we've been talking about, we want to add activities that engage your upper body and provide some low-impact cardio.
So I'm guessing things like swimming and cycling would fit the bill.
Exactly. We already talked about the benefits of swimming. And cycling is another great option for building lower body strength and endurance without putting too much stress on your joints.
Those sound great. What about things like yoga or Pilates?
Excellent choices. Yoga and Pilates are fantastic for developing core strength, flexibility, and balance areas that are often neglected by runners.
I've heard that having a strong core can actually improve your running form and prevent injuries. Is that true?
It absolutely is. Your core muscles act as a stabilizer for your entire body. So having a strong core can significantly improve your running efficiency and reduce your risk of injuries.
That's incredible. It's like all these pieces are starting to fit together now. It's not just about logging miles. It's about building a strong, resilient body that can handle the demands of running and other activities.
Exactly, and that's what makes cross-training so beneficial. It's a holistic approach to fitness that addresses all aspects of your physical well-being.
I can already see how this is going to change my approach to fitness.
Yeah,
It's not just about running anymore. It's about creating a foundation that supports my body in everything I do.
I'm excited to see how you implement these strategies.
Me too. But before I run off and sign up for a million different classes, let's talk about the specifics of how to actually incorporate cross-training into my routine.
Sounds good. We'll break it all down for you. And remember, it's not about cramming in as many activities as possible. It's about finding a balance that works for you and your body.
This is all so fascinating. We'll be back in just a moment to continue our deep dive into cross-training. Stay tuned.
All right, so let's talk schedule. I'm ready to actually map out my cross-training journey. Where do we start?
Okay, well, first things first. How many days a week are you realistically able to fit in these extra workouts?
Let's see. I can probably manage 2, maybe 3 extra workouts on top of my running.
Perfect. And remember, this is all about finding what works for you. No pressure.
Exactly. Okay, so 2 to 3 workouts. What kinds of activities should I be focusing on?
Well, keeping in mind your goal of staying injury-free for your half marathon, we should prioritize activities that support your running, but also give those running muscles a break.
So swimming would be a good one, right? We talked about that earlier.
Exactly. Swimming's fantastic.
Yeah.
How about we pencil that in twice a week? It's low impact, good for cardio, and works different muscle groups.
I like it. I always feel great after a swim.
Hmm.
What about the third workout? Strength training yoga, something else entirely.
I'm glad you mentioned strength training. It's
Yeah.
something I highly recommend for all runners. Really, I always thought strength training was more for like bulking up, not so much for endurance athletes.
That's a common misconception. But for runners, strength training is all about functional strength, not necessarily about gaining tons of muscle mass.
Okay, I'm listening. So how would strength training benefit me as a runner?
Well, think about it. The stronger your core and upper body are, the less your legs have to work to stabilize you.
So it takes some of the pressure off my running muscles.
Precisely. And that can help you maintain good form even when you're fatigued, which is crucial for those longer runs.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light. So are we talking heavy weights here?
Not necessarily. We can focus on body weight exercises, resistance, bands, lighter weights with higher repetitions.
So more about endurance and stability than pure strength. Got it.
Exactly. All right, so that's swimming twice a week, strength training once a week. And you also mentioned feeling a bit stiff lately.
Yeah, I've been meaning to stretch more. Would yoga be a good option for my second cross-training day?
Yoga could be fantastic. It's amazing for improving flexibility and mobility, which are essential for injury prevention.
There are so many different types of yoga, though. How do I know which one to choose?
For runners, Hatha or Vinyasa yoga are great options. They focus on dynamic stretching and strengthening, which can help improve your range of motion.
Dynamic stretching. What's that?
It involves moving your joints through their full range of motion, which warms up your muscles and improves flexibility.
Oh, so like arm circles, leg swings, that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's more about preparing your body for movement than just holding a stretch.
Okay, so it's dynamic stretching before my runs and maybe a yoga class once a week. I like it.
And remember, we can always adjust this based on how you're feeling. If you're super sore after a run or strength session, maybe you opt for a restorative yoga class instead of another intense workout.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm all about listening to my body. So it's not about rigidly sticking to the plan. It's more about having a framework and then adjusting as needed.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you and your body.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered swimming, strength training, and yoga. What about other activities like dance or HIIT? Could I incorporate those into my cross-training routine?
Absolutely. It all depends on what you enjoy and what your goals are.
Okay, well, I do love to dance, and I've heard great things about HIIT, but how would those specifically benefit me as a runner?
Well, dance is fantastic for improving coordination, balance, and agility, all things that are important for runners.
Especially when I'm running trails and dodging roots and rocks?
Exactly. And plus, it's a fun way to get a great cardio workout.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy my workouts, not dread them. So I'm definitely considering adding a dance class to the mix. What about HIIT? I know it stands for high-intensity interval training, but beyond that, I'm a big clueless.
HIIT basically involves alternating between short bursts of intense exercise and brief recovery periods.
So it's like sprinting, then resting, then sprinting again.
That's the idea. It's a highly effective way to improve your cardiovascular fitness and burn calories in a short amount of time.
I can see how that would be appealing. But is it safe for someone with knee issues?
That's a valid concern. The key is to choose low-impact HIIT exercises. Things like swimming sprints, cycling intervals, or even bodyweight exercises done at a high intensity.
So I could actually do a swimming HIIT workout. That sounds interesting.
Exactly. You could do a set of fast laps followed by a short rest, then repeat. It's a great way to challenge yourself and get a super effective workout in a shorter amount of time.
Okay, I'm adding swimming HIIT to my list of things to try. This is all making me rethink my approach to fitness. It's not just about running anymore, it's about finding activities I enjoy and that support my overall well-being.
That's the spirit. And we haven't even touched on the amazing mental and emotional benefits of cross-training yet.
Oh, we've got to save that for next time. I'm already feeling so inspired to shake things up and embrace this new way of training.
I'm excited to see how your fitness journey unfolds.
Me too. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap things up and explore those mental benefits you mentioned. Stay with us. Okay, so we're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into cross-training.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has, and I'm feeling super motivated to actually get started with all of this. But before we officially close things out, you mentioned some mental and emotional benefits of cross-training that I'm really curious to hear more about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've talked a lot about the physical side of things, but the mental and emotional aspects are just as important.
I'm all ears, lay it on me.
Well, think about how you've been feeling lately with your running routine. You mentioned feeling a bit burnt out, right?
Yeah, it's definitely gotten a bit monotonous. I'm
Yeah.
kind of just going through the motions at this point.
And that's where cross-training can really make a difference. It shakes things up, adds variety, and keeps your mind engaged.
So it's like hitting the refresh button on my workout.
Exactly. It helps prevent that mental fatigue you've been experiencing, and it can actually re-energize you, make you more excited about exercise in general.
I can see that happening. Already I'm feeling more motivated just thinking about all the different activities I can try.
That's the power of novelty. It keeps things interesting and challenging, and it helps you avoid getting stuck in a rut.
Okay, so cross-training helps prevent burnout. But are there any other mental or emotional benefits I should know about?
Oh, there are tons. For example, as you start mastering new skills and seeing yourself get stronger and fitter in different areas, your confidence and self-esteem will get boost too.
So it's not just about physical changes. It's about feeling more capable and empowered in general.
Precisely. And we can't forget about the stress-busting benefits of exercise. When you work out, your body releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects.
Ah, yes, those feel-good chemicals. I've heard about them.
Exactly. And the great thing about cross-training is that you have so many different activities to choose from. You can find what works best for you in terms of stress relief.
Interesting. So some activities might be better for calming the mind, while others might be more about releasing energy.
Exactly. Like you mentioned, enjoying yoga, which is fantastic for relaxation and mindfulness. But then something like dance could be a great way to let loose and just have fun.
It's like having a whole toolkit of stress management techniques at my disposal.
That's a great way to put it. And it's so important, especially these days when everyone's so stressed out.
Agreed. Okay, so to recap, cross-training isn't just about physical fitness. It's about mental and emotional well-being, too.
Exactly. It's about feeling good from the inside out.
This has been so eye-opening. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it means to be truly fit.
I'm so glad to hear that. Remember, it's all about finding what you enjoy and making it a sustainable part of your life.
Any final words of wisdom for me as I embark on this cross-training journey?
Just one. Be patient. It takes time to build new habits and see results. Don't get discouraged if you don't transform overnight. Consistency is key.
Got it. Slow and steady wins the race. And I'm definitely in this for the long haul.
That's the spirit. And remember, don't be afraid to ask for help. There are so many resources available, whether it's a personal trainer, an online community, or just a friend who's also into fitness.
Great advice. Thanks for all the insights. I feel so much more prepared to tackle this now.
You're going to do great. And most importantly, have fun with it.
I will. This has been The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of cross-training.
Until next time, happy cross-training, everyone.